1326.
1326, affirmative, cross runway 4.
Ground Skies 4811, clearing on Delta Charlie 12.
Skies 4811, Minneapolis ground, taxi via Delta Papa.
Delta Papa, Skywest 4811.
Delta 1549, ready to taxi.
What is up, everybody? This is Tim with Tutorials with Tim, and today is a request video from one of my subscribers. His name is Andy Cap, and he said you don't use auto brakes to reverse thrusts, etc. And that's what I wanted to learn about. That was a comment that he made on one of my other videos, so this video is to specifically address that. Not specifically just for him. He prompted it for sure, but I think a lot of people might be curious as to reverse thrust and auto brakes, whether that's takeoff or landing. So first things first is obviously whatever peripherals or hardware you're using, like joystick and stuff, you want to set that up. So we look here, for example, like this is my joystick that I've got here, and I have my reversed set to right here, which is the number 6 button, and you'll see that it's set for hold reverse thrust at max. So you need to set up whatever space you have. If you have room for something, put it there, obviously. So you'll edit it, and then you'll just type in reverse thrust, and then it'll obviously come up, and you want to go to hold reverse thrust at max up under the basics. Don't set anything here because you're just going to run into issues where only one engine's actually pushing the cowls back. So just go up to the basics, and the one right underneath basics is the one you want to set. So once you set that up, then you'll be able to hit that button, and if you look close to the cowls here, if I just click it without holding it, you can see how they'll move. They'll want to go backwards, and they'll want to kick that fan in. Now if you hold it down until they're extended, now they're just going to be open, and then they'll close, and I'm at idle. So as you hold it down, then you want to increase thrust to max thrust, and you can hear, and then just go back to idle, and then it's done. Now as far as the reverse thrust goes, as far as the usage, you don't really use it underneath 100 knots. 100 knots and below is going to be used by the main brakes of the actual aircraft. They're not going to be used by the reverse thrust. So once you slow down to about 100 knots, then you want to disengage your reverse thrusts and rely solely on the brakes from your aircraft itself. Now as far as auto brake goes, when you're landing or your takeoff, if it missed takeoff, if you're going to stop the takeoff itself. So that's all done right here on your auto brakes. So for rejected takeoff, obviously you would put it right here. Now once you go to max, I don't have it set up, but once you set your FMC, this is basically, I can just show you, let me just turn this off real quick, see if I can get some speed here. I'm on the taxiway, but I'm not online, so. Okay, so let's go ahead and let's just go like we're going to pretend. Actually, let's go to the runway itself. Okay. Let's line up here, and let's just go ahead and act like we're going to take off. Now, the warning that you hear is my takeoff configuration, because I literally have not set anything else up. So let's get some speed here. we kick back, the brakes are engaging by themselves now. As you see how rapidly I'm slowing down. So that's rejected takeoff, and that's basically what happened when on engage. Once you pull back on the throttle itself, it senses, okay, something's wrong. Let's engage the brakes here. Now, as far as landing goes for auto brakes, so let's turn this off here. Let me just stop right here and segue. Okay, so let's turn this off. So now when you're coming into land, you have a choice. You can set it to 1, 2, 3, 4, or max, or 1, 2, 3, and max. That's going to be your auto brake and your anti-skid. So once you land, once your wheels make contact to the ground, to the runway, your brakes will automatically engage. So you don't have to click your button or engage your brakes manually. It's going to automatically engage your brakes once your wheels touch down. Now, just general rule of thumb or procedure wise, I recommend once your nose wheel, once you make contact with the nose wheel on the ground, then engage your reverse thrust. Once you start to slow down to about 100 knots, close the flaps or the cowls on the engines and rely solely on the brakes themselves. When you get down to 40 knots or so, you can disengage the auto brake. Just switch that switch back, like right here. Just switch it back to off, and then you can use your brakes as needed, to taxi to the gate or wherever you want to go. So that is the basics of the rejected takeoff, the auto brakes when you come into land, as well as the reverse thrust itself. So whatever button or key you engage or you set for your reverse thrust, that's all you would do. So how it looks done here, so here we got obviously full thrust, put the parking brake on. So that's just regular thrust. So as you're in idle, when you're touching down in idle. You go ahead and you click that button, and then boom, that comes up, engage, and as you can see, we're maxing out on a reverse thrust. And then you can come down, let it go, and then that's it. And then just disengage or just push the throttle forward once you've closed the cowl, which is the same button. And that's it. It's as easy as that. If you have any questions, or if it's not working the way that I'm showing you or that you see it's on here, please comment. Also, join the group on Facebook. If you type in Xplanes 11 support, I believe, you'll see it. It's the Xplanes 11 USA Facebook group. It's new. I just created it. Be posting videos there, but it's also more of an interactive. It's like an instant kind of interactive because I get notifications much better than I do on the YouTube channel. So again, please subscribe. Every subscriber helps. If you have any ideas for future videos, please comment via the YouTube or via the Facebook. Either one will work perfectly fine. Until next time, have a good one.